is Nuriana binti Samsul Bahari. My metric number 266756. So today, my group and I will present about fatwa of organ donation. Okay, for better understanding, I will explain a little bit about introduction of organ donation. So, in Islam, the permissibility of organ transplantation and donation is not specifically mentioned in the main sources of reference, namely the Quran and Hadith. This is because organ transplantation and donation are modern development in medicine. Nevertheless, Islamic scholars have discussed this development since the 1950s. In Malaysia, the issue of organ transplantation has been discussed since 1960 as evident from the decree of the Mufti of Police in 1965. So there is a lot argument and issue regarding the fatwa of organ donation. So my members will explain to you one by one what is the hukum, the issue or the argument regarding fatwa organ donation. So for the part of hukum, there's some hukum that has been made based on fatwa on organ donation. So basically, organ transplantation is performed as a final option to save the patient's life who is suffering from end-stage organ failure. So the methodology used in determining of permissibility of organ transplantation is based on the urgent need to save life of the patient. So there is some legal maxims used as a follow. So for first one, deeds are judged by their goals and purpose. That's bring under this legal maxim, all the deeds are judged by their goals and purpose. The goals and purpose of organ transplantation is to save patient life. Organ transplantation is not performed with the intention of humility or against of this. Instead, it's be carried out with intention to saving a life. So the second one is harm must be eliminated. Eliminating harm is one of objective of Islamic law. In the context of organ transplantation, this procedure fulfills the objective of preserving human life. Allah SWT promised great reward for the effort of preserving human life. So the third one is hardship begets facility. The meaning of that, organ transplantation is a facility made available to mankind as a means to overcome hardship faced by patients with end-stage organ failure.
Assalamualaikum. In Islam, there is no such things as giving up. As Khalifah of Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala on earth, mankind should make full use of their reasoning, faculty given by Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala to solve any problem and challenge their face. This also applies to treating illness and disease. One of the treatments is organ transplantation, which has proven to be successful in treating end-stage organ failure. The effort of curing illness is in accordance with the following hadith. Narrated by Usamah bin Ibn Sharik, the desert Arabs, they came from here and there. They asked, Apostle of Allah, should we make use of medical treatment? He replied, make use of medical treatment, for Allah has not made a disease without appointing a remedy for it, with the exception of one disease, namely old age. Organ also can be transplanted from a donor to a recipient for a purpose of replacing the organs that fail to function. Transplantable organs and tissue include the heart valve, liver, kidney, lungs, cornea, bones and skin. This organ can be transplanted from a living or a deceased donor. Organs can be donated from living donors or one of the kidneys or part of the liver. Meanwhile, potentially all organs and tissue can be donated from a cadaveric donor. From Aisyah radhiyallahu anhu, she heard the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam say, "Verily the act of breaking the bones of the deceased is the same as breaking the person's bones while he is alive 28." Basically, the hadith prohibits any kind of humiliation on the deceased. Islam is very strict in giving due respect to deceased, whether they are Muslim or non-Muslim. The fact of breaking the bones of the deceased is regarded as an act of torturing the deceased as mentioned in the hadith. This is because such act is malevolent and does not bring any benefit at all. However, organ donation and transplantation are not done because of any malicious intent or without any beneficial purpose. These acts are performed as final resort to save the life of patients who needs the organ. Preserving life is one of the elements in maqasid al-Shari'ah or purposes of Islamic law. The prohibition in the hadith becomes void when there exists is more crucial and critical need, that is to save human life. The intention behind the act of donating organ is virtuous and benevolent. Organ donation will only be done when there is no other alternative to save patient life.
Hi, my name is Prani Echa, metro number 266-295. According to record, Fatwa on the needs of for organs transplantation or donations have been issued by police 1965, Sarawak 1996, Selangor 2000, Johor 2001, and Penang 2010. While for the federal area has already issued a legal view in Bayan Limnas organ donations in 1915, 528 Al-Kafili Al-Fatawi, the law of receiving blood and organ for non-Muslim 2019, and Al-Kafili Al-Fatawi ke 114, the law of transfusion and donations of cross transfusion and donation of cross religious blood 2015, and 480 Al-Kafi Ali Al-Fatawi, brains dead still in relaxation 2016, and 100 Ishaq Al-Fatwa is brain dead caused at death. In general, the view of the Mufti of the Federal Shahibul Shamaha Datuk Seri Dr. Zulkifli Muhammad Al-Bakri can be seen in his book Organs Transplantation and Donation published in 2019 by PSN Publishing. The source also based on several rules of FIQH, namely is all methods according to their purpose. In the methods of FIQH, an act is evaluation based on the intentions and purpose it is performed. The purpose of organ transplantation and donation is to save the patient's life and to be able to avoid greater harm by doing lighter harm. Organs transplant are not done in malicious intents, such as insulting or torturing corpses, not for the purpose of trading, even to save life. And next are for the harm needs to be eliminated. Eliminating harm is one of the demands of the Sharia in the context of organs transplantation. This treatment meets the goal of preserving human life. For the organ transplant treatment is an option for the least harm compared to the greatest harm. When two harm occur, the methods allow to the selections of smaller harm. In the context of organs transplantations, the greater harm is to let the patients in need of the organ die. The method lay down so the priority is given to avoiding damage. Organs when donates can be benefit those who are still alive, and let alone if the organ is not utilized, it will be destroyed when buried. For the last is difficulty lead to the convenience. Organs transplant are facility to overcome to the difficult faced by end stage organ preparation. This is in considers with the words of from Al-Quran. One to the Allah want you to have peace, and He does not want you to bear hardship. Sharia allow relaxation to people who are harassed, whereby allow illegal sting to eliminate the harm that befall, provided there is not allowed option for him in the context to the last option to save the patient is through organs transplantation. Yeah, that's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. I'm Nurjana binti Abdullah. My metric number is 266279. So today I would like to present about the issue of organ donation in Malaysia. There are so many versions of issue of organ donation in our country. The first one is I would like to share about this issue from the Perlis. Okay, Perlis is the first state in Malaysia that had discussed the issue of organ donation and transplantation, specifically cornea donation. Cornea donation is from here. The Fatwa of Perlis, which was issued by 6th November 1965, stated that transplanting corneas from a cadaveric donor is permissible if the donor has given permission before that. By donating, the donor is able to help others who are in need, especially those with visual impairment. So the second one, this issue come from the Sarawak. Sarawak Fatwa was decided on 23rd December 1996 and Gazette on 31st December 1996, FIQH on donation and transplantation of kidney. The fatwa states that donation of kidney to patient with kidney failure is permissible under certain condition, which each come from the condition the donor is secure to donate his or her kidney. Medical expert have verified and the donation will not pose any danger to the donor and no trading is involved. Then the third one, this issue come from the Selangor. Selangor Fatwa state that it is permissible to transplant organ from the cadaveric donor because it is beneficial to the masses. It is permissible for Muslim to donate organ to non-Muslim. And then for living donor, the fatwa is based on this condition, which is careful and professional medical examination, and it is performed voluntarily and is not under any concession. The third one is this issue come from the Johor, another state that has issued a fatwa that covers a wide-ranging issue of organ transplantation in Johor. Host fatwa was decided on 18 October 2001. The fatwa state that organ and tissue transplantation and donation are prohibited if there is no urgency but is permissible in critical and crucial situation based on certain stipulated condition. For living donor, the condition that permit organ transplantation and donation are with careful and also professional medical examination, and it is performed voluntarily and is not under concession, and also the benefit of the transplantation have been identified. And for the cadaveric donor, the condition that permit organ transplantation and donation is the transplantation has a high degree of success, and it is performed under the donor consent through a will or through his guardian, and there is an urgent need to save the life of the recipient. So the last one is this issue come from the Penang Fatwa Committee, which said on 33rd December 2009 issue a comprehensive fatwa regarding organ transplantation and donation. The fatwa was gazetted on 9 December 2010, stating that the organ and tissue transplantation are permissible under certain conditions, which is the condition is the transplantation is performed with the willingness and consent from the donor, and then organ transplantation is the final result in a critical and crucial situation, and there is an urgent need to save the life of people. For the part for cadaveric donor, this condition as like the date is not part of pact or a plan to gain profit. The date of the donor should be carefully ascertained. Then that's all about the issue in our country, Malaysia. Thank you.
So for the conclusion, after reviewing the issue problem presented regarding organ and tissue donation, so basically it is permissible and encouraged. Considering the development of medicine today, we believe there is a need to expand organs for organ donation, such as kidney, heart, liver, lung, and pancreas. So, however, it's prohibited to donate testes and uterus for it's closely related to lineage. Likewise, with the advancement of technology, according to alternative for the artificial organ or animal organ should be studied for its better operation, taking the right another for human. This is a best cause for action to avoid the kill of scholar. So that's it. Thank you for watching.